When you hear the word Derby, you know that means the 3-year-olds. And we're going to talk about the UAE Derby coming up next because, Alexa, it's a very important race. There are Kentucky Derby qualifying points up for grabs. And in this race, a horse that we know from the U.S., Flood Zone, who actually won the Gotham, he has 50 qualifying points already, but he's actually being sent to run in the UAE Derby. He's probably going to be favored in that race. It's a $1 million race. So if you know you can go win a big race like that, why not? But what's really interesting, we can pull up the Derby watch graphic that we have. And one of our colleagues, David Aragona, who joined the show earlier in the week, puts up the odds, what he thinks that the runners would be if the Kentucky Derby were run today. We could actually see a couple additional horses from the UAE Derby because 2 Derby invitations get extended to the leaders of the Euro Middle East Road to the Derby. That doesn't count a horse like Flood Zone, who may have already qualified via America. So we could actually see a couple horses from this weekend. But Alexa, between Saturday and now Tuesday, when they've moved the Keeneland races because of weather, we're going to see a lot of these top contenders. Journalism, Citizen Bull, both running this weekend. Barnes, Luxor Cafe, Captain Cook, Chancellor McPatrick, Rodriguez, Burnham Square, all of them we're going to see this weekend. River Thames, Owen Almighty. So we could see a lot of movement on a list like this, or horses could really kind of change where we have perceived them as kind of the tiers of contenders.
Yeah, I mean, we have 4 of the last 5 races, and the last one is next weekend, and it's smaller points. It's only 20 points. So it's kind of like a last shot to get you over the hump if you just need a little bit more. So really this weekend is it. This is when the field gets set for the Derby. And like you said, we have so many big contenders running. The leaderboard's going to shake up.
So as we take a look at the field for this year's UAE Derby, remember last year, Forever Young won this race before heading over and showing great success in the Kentucky Derby when finishing 3rd. So moving through this field, Alexa, we can start down on the inside. We have Admire Daytona, who's coming off a 4th place finish last time out. There are 4 horses out of the field of 9 that come in from Japan, and the 2 to the inside both do. What do you think about Admire Daytona? And I guess we could even talk about the 2 down on the inside. Actually 1, 2, and 3 are all part of the 4 that come from Japan.
Yeah, they are. And the 1 and 2 just are coming out of the same race, actually, where the 2 beat the 1 by 1 placing in that last race, Dawn in the Mood. So, the Japanese contingent gets stronger and stronger every year. I also want to comment about the pace projector because I'm looking at it on the screen right now because there's so many foreign horses and we don't always have all the data for all the different races around the country, which is why it looks a little bit more incomplete this week than most weeks. So that's why you're seeing that. But yeah, the Japanese contingent is getting stronger and stronger. I think, like you said, we know now this race can definitely produce a Kentucky Derby winner because even though Forever Young didn't win it, he was a winning horse in that race. So you can't totally sleep on the Japanese contingent in here. I don't know, out of the 3 or 4 in here from there, who's your favorite?
Dragon was interesting. So these horses ran 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all coming out of the same race last time out. It was on February the 23rd. It was the Hyacinth over at Tokyo. I actually thought Dragon, out of those 3, I preferred Lightly Race with a little bit more upside. The horse we're looking at 11 to 1 right now. So the 1, 2, 3 all exit the same race. They were 3rd, 4th, and 5th last time they faced each other. We'll move now to the horse who will likely be the favorite in here. That's Flood Zone for trainer Brad Cox. And he's had such an interesting career, Alexa, just so far, because it's amazing where the places you can go in horse racing. He was a Florida bred, facing Florida breds a couple starts back. Then he's in the Gotham in New York at Aqueduct. And just a couple starts later, he's running for $1 million on one of the biggest racing cards of the year in the Dubai World Cup night. So, and he's going to be favored just 3 races later after facing Florida breds at Gulfstream Park. Pretty crazy how quickly it's happened for him.
It's good. I mean, when you see a horse who's got the talent, you send them where they can make the money, right? So
absolutely.
So it's great. And he is the one to beat. I think the question for him could be the distance. I think this is the first time going longer than a mile, I believe. But he definitely looks to be tough in here.
Now, the number 5 Galactic Star is a horse that you and I will both have in our top 4 selections as maybe a possible horse that could upset Flood Zone if Flood Zone were to get beat. What's nice about Galactic Star, Alexa, he's lightly raced with just the 3 races. 2 of them have come here at Meydan, so he's a local winner who beat a field of 14 others in his last start.
Yeah, I have the same things to say about him. I mean, he's got that home field advantage. Lightly raced, so that's always upside when you probably haven't seen the best yet. They're still learning, they're still improving. So at 12-1 or plus 1200, he's on my ticket.
The next one up, Heart of Honor, he's never run a bad race. In his 5 races, he's never been worse than second with 2 wins and 3 runner-up efforts. So I feel like he's another one of those horses who you probably want to play in exactas and trifectas and those types of wagers. What do you think about Heart of Honor?
Yeah, he's a solid contender. I have him in 4th place in my selections. He's just logical. I think he can sit a good trip off the pace.
When you look at the number 7 Rafid's form, he won his last start, but that was in a much softer group. When he faced this type of company, like 2 starts back and 3 starts back, he was a bit overmatched by Galactic Star and Heart of Honor. I had a tough time making a case for him.
Yeah, I think the long odds are justified on him. They've got him at plus 4,100, so I'm passing.
Shin Forever, the number 8, he feels like a player. He was the runner-up in the Saudi Derby most recently. While he only has 1 win, he has finished second in a couple big races. So I think he at least is a top 3, top 4 type horse in here, Alexa.
Yeah, no, most of his runs have been on the turf. So, kind of made that shift and is doing really well. So, yeah, I think he's got a really big chance. He's the son of Complexity, who's a really, really hot new sire. So.
We round out the field with Queen Azteca, the number 9 in here. Talk to us a little bit about the filly who won the UAE Oaks.
I mean, always rooting for the girl to take down the boys, right? So it'll, I don't know. It's going to be a tough place for her, like going against these guys, but I think you can include her underneath. She's stretching out. She was really impressive last time. So as a fan, I'll definitely be rooting.
She's looking for her 3rd in a row. I'll look for a little more value in this race, Alexa. I'll put Galactic Star on top of Flood Zone, but you're going to go Flood Zone. We have the same 4 horses, just in a slightly different order. So we'll see who's going to be heading to the Kentucky Derby from the UAE Derby. When we return, we'll take a look at some quick hits on some of the other big races on Dubai World Cup night.